Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're going to do the camera review of the Redmi 6A. So Redmi 6A is the latest budget offering and the successor of the Redmi 5A. The Redmi 6A priced at 599, that's a base variant pricing, and comes with quite good hardware, and this is powered by the Helio A22 quad-core chipset coupled with 2GB RAM or 3GB RAM. Now on the camera department, this also comes with decent cameras. It has 13 megapixel rear camera and also a 5 megapixel front camera for selfies. So in this video, let's analyze how good the camera quality is on the cheapest smartphone from Xiaomi in India, the Redmi 6A. So let's get started. First step, let's have a look at the hardware offered. So Xiaomi Redmi 6A comes with a rear 13 megapixel camera. It has f-stop 2.2 aperture, and this also has an LED flash included. So that's the rear camera of the Redmi 6A. Now on the front panel, this has a 5 megapixel shooter, which is selfie camera, and this has f-stop 2.0 aperture, but there is no screen flash option included with the selfie camera. Now let's go straight into the camera samples to see how good the experience is. First step, let's have a look at the daylight captures taken with the Redmi 6A. So these are the daylight captures, and you can see that one thing what impressed us is the color quality, and the details are pretty good even though this is a budget offering. So in terms of details, the Redmi 6A offers good details, great colors, and decent sharpness levels even though this is a budget offering. So 13 megapixel shooter on the Redmi 6A does a pretty good job overall. And the HDR mode on the Redmi 6A also does a decent job altogether. So in terms of daylight condition, we feel the Redmi 6A is definitely a good camera smartphone in the sub 6K price segment, offering good details. Now looking at the close-up images, here again you could see that the Redmi 6A offers good details, decent sharpness levels, and colors are pretty impressive for even for the budget offering. So 13 megapixel rear camera does a pretty good job in both the daylight condition as well as close-up images. Now looking at the low light images. So here you could see that there is a lot of noise in the low light captures, especially when the light drops down, and you could see that with adequate artificial lighting this can produce some decent results, but if you zoom in you could see some noise. But again, details are quite okay considering the price segment. This is definitely not a bad performance, but then this is not ideally suited for extreme low light conditions, and this works quite well in adequately lit or artificial light conditions. This does a decent job considering the price segment it is being offered. So that was the low light performance of the Redmi 6A. Now there is no portrait mode offered on this device, but you get the selfie camera, which is a 5 megapixel shooter, which does a pretty good job overall. We are quite impressed with the selfie camera on the Redmi 6A. The important thing is that the colors are pretty good, the skin tones are good, and the sharpness levels are really impressive considering that this is just a 7K smartphone. Overall, Xiaomi has done a pretty good job with the selfie camera. So this device definitely has a pretty good selfie camera, and also there is portrait mode in the selfie camera, which again does a decent job altogether. Even though the edge detection is not perfect, nor it is closer to other Xiaomi smartphone, but for the 6K pricing, this definitely is a good selfie camera overall, and you won't be disappointed with what has been offered in the selfie department. But low light selfies is definitely not a strength of the. Now next, let's talk about the video recording. So both the rear and the front cameras are capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution, and the interesting thing to note that the rear camera does support EIS, and there is an option to enable the EIS for the 1080p sample. And you can see that the stabilization in the video looks quite okay for the budget segment. It may not be the perfect out there, but still offering EIS at 6K pricing is definitely a good move by Xiaomi, and the quality of the video also looks quite okay. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Xiaomi's Redmi 6A, which is a 5 megapixel shooter, and this is capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the videos and also the audio output from the video sample taken with the Redmi 6A. So how good is the camera on the Redmi 6A? We feel the Redmi 6A is definitely a good camera smartphone considering the price segment it is being offered at 599 pricing. This is probably the best camera smartphone you can get below the 6K price segment, and this is vastly improved over the Redmi 5A, which was announced earlier. So the Redmi 6A is definitely a good upgrade in terms of the camera. Both the selfie camera does a pretty good job as well as the rear camera. The only area where this device lags is the low light performance, but it's quite acceptable because at 6K price segment you can't really expect great low light performance from the smartphone. But overall we feel this is definitely a good camera from Xiaomi in India. So that's all guys with the camera review of the Xiaomi Redmi 6A. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.